Yo, so check it, right? I was having this conversation with my wife upstairs and understanding relationships, understanding marriage, understanding commitment and everything that goes into that. Everybody that I know looks at certain relationships or relationships, should I say marriages, as a destination. And it's like, well, I don't want to go through the process. I don't want to deal with that, or I don't want to deal with this. You got to realize this: life and partnership is truly about coming together. So coming together, yeah, we got it. God, man, woman, child. It's just about really coming together and doing what needs to be done. But the hard part in that is that a lot of people don't appreciate the small victories along the way. So let's say you got your spouse. She's like, well, we always got something going on, or we always trying to change, or we always trying to do this, or we always trying to do that. You gotta understand it's supposed to feel like that. That's the reality of your situation, because there's no true destination of marriage and relationships. It's always wanting more. So you might be doing your thing and your husband got a problem with the food that you made. And now you're getting your stuff together with the food. And now you're like, well, baby, you ain't been in the bedroom and doing it like that. So you got to understand this, because greatness is a mindset. Understanding that it's always more. It's always more. It's always more. Nobody wants to be complacent or wants their spouse to be complacent. And oftentimes we forget that and understand a relationship, yo. We always want more. So I get it. You're doing your thing, you're handling your business, but how can you even do more than that? I feel like in relationships and marriage, it's really about service. It's my job to service my wife. It's my wife's job to service me. And I know people hate the word job, but that's the reality of the situation. That's the space that you occupy. You occupy a job, a space in my life as my wife. It's my job to be your husband. It's your job to be my wife. And understand that we have roles and responsibilities. But oftentimes in understanding roles and responsibilities, sometimes we get stuck on things instead of realize that that's part of growth. I just gave her an analogy about a car. Relationship in life or marriage in life is truly like a car that's never going to stop. Only time a car stops is when you want to go get gas. But the car that we're in, the vehicle that we're in, as far as growing and going somewhere, is a vehicle that's never going to stop. It only stops when we make time stop. What do I mean by when I say make time stop? You know how you take that piss off, you're like, yo, we going on vacation. But the reality is when y'all go on vacation, life is still going on. People's days are still going on. You ain't been working. You ain't been grinding. You ain't been doing none of that because you were vacationing. But you were vacationing so that you can come back and continue to do what needs to be done. A vacation is just a time away so that you can regroup, recalibrate yourself, but get back in the game. Life is a game. So you got to go handle work. You got to go handle stuff at the school. You got to handle whatever you got to do for your purpose. All these different things in life. So understanding that, you only get that vacation time, but the vehicle is going to keep going. So when you jump back in the game, you're trying to catch back up to everybody else. But everybody else is still running a rat race and doing what they got to do because now they're trying to get to their vacation that's coming up. Those are the things that keep it going. You might got a vacation, you're going to do a girls trip. You might got Christmas coming up. You might got your homies trip. We're going to go see the Super Bowl. We're going to go do whatever. It's all these things that keep you going. These are the things that continue to motivate you. Like, oh, I just need 5 minutes. I need to catch my breath. I need to get myself together. I need to get back in the game. But understand this. You have a job. You have a job to fulfill your purpose on earth. If you're a husband or wife, that's a part of your job and your purpose to do what you got to do. That was part of the reason that God put you here. You know how they say, that's my person. So if that's your person, you got to understand it's a lot to go through with that person. And I get we all want people to be where we want them to be, but that ain't part of the process. And we only understand that when we flip it around and the other person got to endure our process. We don't ever really look at it when it's us. We want them, oh, come on, get it together. What's wrong with you? Like, man, like, why you can't be like Susie? You know what I'm saying to you? Susie ain't got nothing to do with her. Susie's a good point of reference in certain areas, but Susie got her own shit going on. When you understand that, it's just a point of reference, but you got to be able to love your partner through these things or help them through these things to help them see a different way. And oftentimes that gets messed up based upon our tone and the way we deliver it, especially men. Sometimes we get frustrated. Now, women, I know y'all do the same thing, but the reality of that situation is we have to continue to grow in this vehicle that we're in that's forever going and understanding what we got to change in that moment. We got to realize that. Change, and then you know what? Now it's time for you to do a better job the next time. Now you can exemplify or you can show what you learned the next time. But that's life. That's life. Listen to me. There is no real destination on life. Life's true destination is when you get in the ground. That's it. That's it. That's the real destination. Everywhere else along the line is a pit stop. Pit stop for you to get gas, pit stop for you to get some electric in your electric car or gas in your gas car. You understand? That's what it is. So look at it as such. Sometimes you get a pit stop, right? Got to do a tune-up, got to do an oil change, got to make sure the tires is good. Go do whatever you got to do to make sure that the vehicle is going right. But it takes that maintenance, relationships, marriages, it's maintenance. Sometimes the belt broke on the car. We didn't expect the belt to break on the car, but you got to go get it maintenance. Same thing in your relationship. You don't expect to get in an argument with your spouse today, but you got to do the maintenance. We don't want to do the maintenance. We just want to throw the fucking car away and be done with it. Junk the car and that's it. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm cool. Over with. Yeah, that's it. But then the crazy part about it is when you get the next car, the same thing is going to happen because it was for you to fix it. It was for you to do the maintenance or you to take it somewhere where it could get maintenanced. It was for you to do that. But when you start to open up your eyes and be conscious on what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be doing it, now you're learning along the way. But the fact is you had to get out your own self's way to be able to learn. God speaks through people. It's up to us to be able to pay attention. I tell people that all the time. For me, I'm always looking to learn and I do self-inventory daily. And I know that's hard for certain people because they're like, oh man, he's this, he's that. Listen to me, I put in the hard work, Joe. I ain't going to hold you. I put in the hard work to do what I got to do, where so I can get on here and talk to people about this because I've been through some shit. I've been through it. And all of y'all think y'all know, y'all don't know. Y'all just don't because y'all ain't had a good point of reference. Mommy and daddy wasn't there and you didn't see it. So certain things you didn't see, you don't even know how to be. You don't. You just think you do. You watch that shit on movies and feel like it's a movie or a fairy tale. Life is not a fairy tale. Yeah, you have fairy tale moments, but real life is real reality. Watch reality shows? Yeah, I get it. Make your reality a true reality in doing what you need to do because somebody is looking at you for answers or somebody's looking at you to be a point of reference. Somebody's looking at you and what you're doing in your life on how they can be exemplified and applied to theirs. That's another part of purpose. For me, I understand that. I'm not trying to say I always get it right. Sometimes I fuck up, but I make sure I got an accountability piece. I really do. Because I understand what I have to do. I got kids. My kids are dependent upon me to do certain things. They depended upon me to be a great dad. They depended upon me to be a good support system. They depended upon me to be able to talk to. They depended upon for me to be able to protect them. It's all of these things that they're dependent upon, but that's my job. And I take my job seriously. I don't want nobody else trying to take my spot. Think about it. Somebody else up here push up on my wife or whatever. Next thing you know, somebody else up in here taking care of my kids. All because I couldn't handle my business and I couldn't do the maintenance that I needed to do on my own marriage or my own relationship. And then you be mad. Why you be mad? You chose not to do the work. Oh, you was too tired. You had a lot going on. Oh, it was a tough day. Nobody gives a fuck about your excuses. They really don't. They really don't. That's what I don't give no excuses, so I don't want no excuses. And for me, I try to be the change that I want to see. I really do. But understanding that, this is what it is. This is what it is. You have to do what you have to do. Now, I'm not knocking the people. Now, understand this, yo. I had to do my hard work. I'm not trying to tell you I just got here overnight. I had to put in that work, yo. Had to go to counseling. Had to cry. Had to be willing to see myself. Had to pray. Had to everything, yo. I'm telling you. Had to hear some hard truths about myself I didn't like. Have to be able to create an environment where my spouse could talk to me. And that was hard. Because we don't never want to hear nothing bad about ourselves. We only want to hear the good shit. Yeah, babe, when you was done. Yeah, we don't want to hear none of the bad stuff. But the same energy they had when they was able to give you the positive stuff is the same energy they got to be able to have when they give you the negative stuff. And you got to be willing to take it and make the necessary changes. Oftentimes, we don't want to make the necessary changes. We want to be comfortable. And the thing is, when you get comfortable, then that's why somebody take your spot or you lose your spouse. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that. Well, what happened? Why did he leave me? Look at it. What didn't you do? I'm sure he talked to you about it. I'm sure y'all had conversations about it. You just don't want to tell yourself the truth and tell yourself that you failed. Well, he told me he wanted me to be more of this, or he told me he wanted me to do more of that, or she told me she wanted me to do more of this, or she told me she wanted to do that. And you thought that person was a game and they would never leave. And now they left your ass and you should have like, how could they do this to me? How could you do it to yourself? How could you do it to yourself? What, they shouldn't choose them? It should just be about you? Nah, relationships is reciprocal. Listen, Sometimes people, it's 50-50, 100-100. Sometimes somebody 70, sometimes somebody 30. Sometimes somebody 80, sometimes somebody 20. Somebody's 95, somebody 5. Somebody's 100, this person is 0. But sometimes it flip-flops. And next thing you know, they're 100 and you 0. And now you're figuring out how you can get back to put it back on an even scale, an even playing field. This is what happens. But all you got to do is be conscious daily, self-inventory daily. Be able to hear the bad things about yourself. It's okay, because you're not defined by that moment. You can make the necessary changes to do what you got to do. Trust me, people that know me in the world, they knew me in the world, but they don't fucking know me. Because they don't know how much work I put in, how much change is going in. They've had an experience of me once upon a time, but I chose to do the hard work so nobody ever has that experience of me. You understand? I tell people all the time, even when I'm on social media and all that stuff, I'm not looking for the people that knew me. I'm looking for the people who want to get to know me. Because I change, I evolve daily. Make sure you do the same thing, yo. It was a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry, yo. I just had to get this out as it was kind of bothering my spirit when it came to it, man, because sometimes a lot of people don't have this when it comes to relationship. They look at it too spiritual or too worldly. There's no middle. And I'm going to give y'all the real. That's why it is. Cousin Kel's going to keep spilling it, yo. Think about it, yo. You in a relationship. I'm going to give you this and I'm going to roll. You in a relationship. You got your wife up there. I'm like, damn, babe, bring that fat ass over here, girl. Oh, my God. Right? You about to get it in, right? Cool. Sometimes church people make it seem like they don't say that. They were like, oh, bring that holy booty over here. Come on, think about that, yo. That don't even make sense. You understand what I'm saying to you? But we have to be able to have a point of reference and have these uncomfortable conversations so we can be able to move forward and everybody can feel a part of. Ain't nobody better than nobody else. This is about the work ethic. How much work are you willing to put in? I'm willing to put it all in. I'm going to bet it on me. Make sure you bet it on you. Tap in and stay connected. Love.